everyone, I'm AlphaAli and welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone's alright. So essentially on my TikTok page I posted some replay codes and I said I'd do a few of them as like VOD reviews and stuff like that. This one is the Antarctic one. I've already covered the Esperanza match and you guys can watch that on the channel. It'll already be up there. And I may or may not do the Lee Jong one next. It depends on how much I'm able to get out of it because I'm going to be recording that after this one. So this one is on the new map, the Antarctic map. And it kind of like I think really shows off kind of how you can position a little bit on this map, as well as I was like some of our our tank and our Genji kind of overextended quite a bit and stuff like that, and it's about how you can kind of like deal with that and stuff like that. I think I had 3 deaths on this one, or it might have been 1. I can't remember off the top of my head. We'll count it as we go along, kind of thing. But I feel as though I showed like some really good peel for my honor as well when she was getting focused. And overall, I think it was just a really, really strong match from me. Once again, this is I'm Kenneth. In case people don't know, this is a GM5 account. I'm queued with Barry, who is Zxldris. He is a tank main. However, he wanted to practice some DPS and decided to do it on a lower account. That's why I'm on a lower account. I sadly can't use my main or squash, which is what I would like to do. But it's all good. So we're currently on Kenneth. And I guess we'll get started. So at the moment, I'm looking at my team comp. I decided not to speed everyone out because essentially we're all like at different doors kind of thing. Normally you'd want to like speed people out, but we're all at different doors, so it's a little bit weird. Looking at our team comp here, we have ourselves a Ryan, Ana, Genji, Ashe, and obviously myself. So my main blue beam target will be the Ashe. However, if my Genji goes in deep and I'm able to help him, then obviously I will stick a blue beam on him, which you guys will see kind of heal up my Ryan for the majority of the time, and she can also heal from a distance if needed. So essentially my kind of main goal here is just to damage boost my Ashe, and kind of Ashe will be kind of my main like default state kind of thing the majority of the time. So we're just going in, I'm staying with my Ashe, I'm trying not to like peek any kind of like sight lines, stuff like that at the moment, and I'm essentially just sitting here damage boosting my Ashe, staying behind this wall, using the beam linger as much as I can. And I'm just kind of sitting with her, seeing if she's going to get any like kind of shots in and stuff like that. Healing her up. Once again, just kind of like staying here. My Ryan kind of overextends here now with my Ana's LOS. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do there. That isn't my responsibility. So it's not my fault that he dies there. And I can see the Ramatcha is like wanting to push up on us a little bit. So I go and like heal up my Ana, because my Ana is like the most vulnerable scenario at this point. I want to try and get her out. J all the way to my Ashe really, really quickly. I thought she was going to get a health pack, so it's alright. And once again, I can go damage boost my Ashe, damage boost her dynamite in. And I'm kind of just like flicking my beam between like my my D.Va and my Ashe right now. I just see my Ashe is reloading, so I go to damage boost my D.Va. And then I go back to obviously damage boosting my Ashe. On my Ana can heal the my D.Va here. I only really flick onto it obviously when she needs it. And Nano's her in, because Nano is so much better. I go in to go and help my Genji here, and it's because I feel like he wants to go in a little bit further. I thought my Ana was going to heal the D.Va, I'm not gonna lie. That's why I kind of like left it. And as you can see, I'm not like risking my life in order to help my Genji. I'm only peeking him when he peeks me, if you get me. So like you have this like little wall here and this other wall that's obviously protecting me. I'm literally only going to peek him whenever he peeks me basically. And once again, I can kind of use the beam linger here in order to like help. But we don't want to push any further than this, which you'll kind of see in a second. I go to kind of heal up my D.Va a little bit, and I back out here completely. There was no way I'm going to be able to res Genji because he went in too deep, and I might as well just back out here. Heal up my D.Va a little bit because I thought she didn't have LOS. And then I go and help my Ashe in a second. I'm just going to back out a little bit. Sadly, once again, there's nothing really I can do for my my like D.Va there kind of thing. So I'm just kind of like trying to keep my Ashe alive. This was a really bad Valk from me, I feel like, and I'm going to be very honest. And this is because, so my Ana sleeps the Ramatcha, but I didn't know she had sleep dart kind of thing, so I was very much like just expecting for us just to fight the Ramatcha and then maybe go in with that, especially because our Genji would be coming back at that point. So instead, I just kind of end up like sitting here a little bit. I end up damage boosting, but I can use the remainder of my Valks in order to help like pocket the blade basically from like a nice like safe distance, which is what I end up doing. I kind of just end up going in deep with it. I do not like this GA that I did, and I should have just maybe left my Genji to it. But it left me in a very vulnerable situation, especially because they have, obviously, Bastions here. They have Ramarcher as well that can shoot me, and this bat was very like DPS-y as well for this entire game. I've got 3 people and I've just gone GA'd all the way up here. So I shouldn't have done this. Instead I should have like maybe like kind of let him go in, maybe like just played around these pillars instead, or like backed off to like my team and stuff like that. But I made a wrong GA here, and I kind of like panicked a little bit. I do end up getting my pistol out a little bit, and it's just because I couldn't get my kind of beam on anyone yet. Just healing up my Ana. But she has like complete LOS here, like the point and stuff like that, so I could just sit here with my Ashe. I go in to go and help my Genji because there's 2 people that are crit and I want to like help out my Ana. And then here I let my Ana like fully have full reign on healing my D.Va here. Why is that? My Ana is very, very close to Nano, and Nano once again is such a better ultimate than what's it called? Valk. And obviously I can build Valk like quite easily, especially with damage boost at the beginning of fights. So my Ana can just literally just farm up her Nano. Like you can see how much it gains for her. Like it pretty much gains her Nano. Like she's about 3% away kind of thing. So I've pretty much given her like a free Nano at that point. So here I'm just once again pushing up with my Genji. I'm doing the exact same thing as before. I don't want to push up beyond this point because it gets very like vulnerable for me, especially because they have this Bastion, which I kind of like realized just then. He dies again, being overextended, so I'm just waiting in order to GA once again back over to help my Ashe. My my D.Va is once again overextended, so we just need to get out. I decided not to res here because it's very much a lost fight. I'm just trying to get out as quick as I can. I do pull out my pistol, but it kind of like just gets out, and I can just get back to my team. So at that point, like if you ever get a lost team fight like that, be sure just to back out like as soon as you can, or just get out as quick as you can. I'm healing my D.Va while she's like DMing. And to be honest, I didn't see the Genji. I'm gonna be very honest. I should have been able to see the Genji, but I didn't, because I thought like he was already in there kind of thing. But he's in the Ramarcher thing, so I just res him, and then I call out that the Mercy made a really bad GA over here, and I'm like, get the Mercy, like in the to Barry at this point. So I go in like pistoling her a little bit, trying to get some extra damage. We do end up killing her. I go in with my Genji here. I go and like slingshot myself all the way over to the cover. I go to heal up Barry, and then I'm essentially just damage boosting my Genji here because he has like a better like LOS here. I go to kind of like help finish off the bat. Once again, leaving my Ana to heal up the D.Va. I should have maybe healed her up that time myself, but at the same time, it's just a really good habit just to get into of letting your like second support heal up for the ultimates basically. Especially when it's something like Nano or like Transcendence and stuff for Zen. It's really, really helpful. Once again, I'm just doing like kind of peeking and stuff like that. I decided to come in and like help him a little bit more here, and then I just go back in. Once again, I'm letting my Ana kind of just heal up my D.Va here, and she actually ends up like nanoing her. Once again, just playing with my Genji. You can see my lag a little bit here, but it's alright. At this point, I kind of just let it back out. I saved my Valk for so much time here, and this reason for this is because they hadn't fully like started pushing us in, and also try to get into a habit of not using all your support ultimates at once, because support, like people don't realize support ultimates are like broken. Like, well, I say broken, like they are very, very impactful and very powerful compared to others. So obviously you have like, I think like Nano is very, very impactful. Transcendence is really impactful. Like Lucio Beat is really, really impactful and stuff like that. So the majority of the time you don't want to use both at the same time because you're using 2 big ultimates at once. So this is why I'm trying to hold on to my Valk as much as possible, and this is the reason why I only decided to Valk at this point basically. I'm trying to play out the window, but my Genji kind of just dives in, so obviously I go and follow it. He doesn't have a Nano with it, so it's best if I go and follow him with the damage boost instead, as even though it's not a 50% damage increase, it's still a 30% damage increase, which can do like quite a bit of damage. And obviously I'm in Valk, which gives me a lot more leniency with how I can move and stuff like that. So I decided just to follow him in with that. Still trying to damage boost him. I see that my Ana's like quite like vulnerable at the moment, like she's stood in the middle of a point. My Ana should really be like positioned here, but I go to help her out, and she ends up getting dove by the Ramarcher. My plan here was to jump onto the high ground, however I don't think my GA was like charged up enough, so I just end up kind of like stuck around here. So I do a little bit of crouch spamming and end up going out with my Genji. The reason for this is because they have a Ramarcher, a Tracer kind of like focusing her now, and I just think she's gonna die where she is now. It's better if I work to survive myself and eliminate these people, and I can res her afterwards if needed, which is what I do. I just go to kind of damage boost people. I wait for the Bastion ult to be over, just kind of like dodge it a little bit. And then once I'm able to, I can GA in order to go and res. Because I should be safe now, especially with the Genji and the Tracer. Sorry, my Genji and my D.Va like focusing the Tracer essentially. And we ended up winning that first fight. So overall, I had like 1 death, I'm gonna say. Did I have 1 death? I can't remember at that point. But I feel so I played it really well, so it's all good.
Ready for battle.
And yeah, we're just waiting about. Let me skip forward a little bit. I'm really sorry if this kind of jiggles the colours about. It sometimes does. I should have sped out here, but I just forgot. Because everyone was like at the same door that time. If people are on separate doors, I don't really tend to kind of work on it. But, you know, if people are on, you know, a lot. I decided to go with my Ashe here instead of my Genji. The reason for this is because I have absolutely no clue where my Genji's going to go. Like, my Genji was a bit of a maniac this match. So I was very much like, I don't really know what I'm going to do. I'm trying to, like, hold corners as much as possible. And I go out with my Ashe here. I don't want to go in with my Genji here, but I said, like, wait for him to kind of come over the top. Because I don't want to like go in because I don't know kind of what they've got at the moment. I'm trying to like juggle my beams as much as possible, and I go up to kind of sit on this high ground for a second just to help out. Trying to keep my D.Va up for a bit, but I ended up going to point. I ended up like kind of capping the point here. I was like wanting to go up to my Genji in order to help him, but actually nobody was really focusing me, so I thought might as well like cap the point for free at this point. Help my honor out a little bit, and then once I could just wait for him to kind of peek over the top. And I can like go and help him out. And then I do kind of just end up on point because obviously my Genji's going in quite deep here. And my Ashe is having like a good angle at this very moment in time. So I was like, oh, I might as well help out kind of thing. And yeah. Here at this point, I was like waiting for someone to kind of like peek me. I was like, Ashe, can you like come and peek me? And they finally did. I should have maybe tried and found like another way. But if you're in comms with someone, I think it's really just worthwhile asking. If you're not in comms with people, then it might just be worth just like trying to find your own kind of way. At this point, I didn't know how like much you could like push in. I still don't know this map that well. So I was like, yeah, might as well. And I'm hugging this wall kind of like here quite a lot. This is because if you hug this wall really well, the top corner where my Genji is, that little huts, like kind of window thing, they can't actually see you. So I was like trying to hug that wall as much as I can. And I'm doing a lot of like 180 directional GAs in order to get out. I really recommend cranking up your sense really high in order to do those quick 180 directional GAs. The reason for that is because obviously they nerf the backwards GA, like obviously the speed going backwards. So essentially it's a lot slower, and essentially if you just do the quick flick 180 with a quick sense, then you can get there a lot quicker. So just a quick tip, just, you know, it's really helpful. I shouldn't have done it this time because obviously my Ana had like kind of you know, had it under control, but I was like still a little bit nervous for him because I don't know what on earth this Genji is going to be doing. It calls out he has Blade. I'm not in a position to kind of like help him here. And it said I end up going in to go and like help my Ana. He had a nano anyways, so like Nano Blade already sorry, can't get my words out. Can already do a lot. So I just instead kind of help my Ana. I felt as though I could like really help her like out here, and I actually do end up like helping her like survive and stuff like that. At this point, I'm kind of just like playing off to the side. I'm waiting for the dragons. And then I know with my Ryan coming back, I'm able to just do this quick like safe res. And then I wanted to tell them my ult was ready, which is what I do now. So it means that once again, let my Ana get the ult charge because she just used nano. And I have my Valk, so there's absolutely no need for me to heal my Ryan there. So here at this point, I'm kind of just like playing with my Ashe. I wanted to GA to my Genji, but I made a wrong GA, but it's alright. I know he's like gonna die here, so I'm like, I'm not gonna GA into him, just gonna let him back out. Just gonna back out a little bit, help my like Ashe. Same thing again when my Ryan goes in a little bit too much. And this is the funny part with me and my Ashe now. I can't help my Ana, so we're kind of just like, where can we get out? And we're both just kind of wondering about like, how do we get out of here? And then we kind of like finally found the way out. So I was like, oh great, so we made our way out. I decided to go straight back into go and help my Genji. The reasoning behind this is because I'm the only support right now. So I thought I might as well go and help, damage boost. My D.Va's like pretty healthy, so I go up to go and take this like really good position. I help her out a little bit, even though I'm like very reluctant to. And then once my remote, like basically enemy Ramattra is pushing like in at this very moment in time, as well as the enemy Torb, and essentially at that point it's like, okay, I need to Valk now in order to counter all this and like help. Plus I'm the only one with an ultimate at this very moment in time, especially with my Ashe is just used to a Bob. So I'm very much like, I need to use this all in order to try and like help hold the ground down basically. I damage boost my Genji stash in, but I have to kind of focus on my team a little bit more here. At this point, I'm kind of just like damage boosting, help heal up my Genji a little bit. I'm just kind of helping damage boost. I go over my pistol a little bit here as well, just kind of like help finish off some people. I might as well go back to the like point to my Ashe, and then we end up winning the fight basically with a little diva doing a little dance at the end because they were really, really cute. But yes, that is the entire Antarctic map. What we've kind of learned from this is obviously just try to let your other supports heal your like tank as much as possible, especially if they have if they don't have ults compared to you. But at the same time, if you are not a Mercy player but you're still watching this, or if you do play other supports, then always kind of keep it in mind. If your Mercy doesn't have her ults but you have yours, be sure to let them know, and then they can always go and heal up the team and stuff like that. But it's just kind of a lesson of like, you don't always need to heal like your team. You can leave it for your other support. And obviously if people do overextend, just leave them. It's fine. You can just reset. It's all good. Because people are going to overextend and there's no point risking your life for it and stuff like that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Obviously, if you want to go and watch any of my other VOD reviews, I have done a silver Mercy player. I've done their VOD review. I've also done a few others of my other matches, and I do them for 5,000 channel points on my Twitch as well. So if you manage to rack up 5,000 points, then I will gladly do a VOD review for you guys on stream. I do spend a lot of time on those VOD reviews as well. Like, I will sit there for a good like half an hour if needed, and I will sit there and I will go through play by play pretty much of like where it needs to be and stuff like that. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.